Hello. I probably shouldn't have started the video like that. Today's February 27th, 2024. Today I want to talk about debates, conversations, debates, arguments. Those are better words for what I'm going to be describing. Conflict, maybe, verbal conflict. Because today I was having a conversation with one of my buddies, over the phone, through text. But I still find our conversations valuable, and I'm going to relate it back to one of the classes that I've been in, because I think that there are some ideas that definitely overlap. We're having a conversation about public and private land, philosophically, like, what's the justification for private land? Here in America, is there too much private land? Yada, yada, yada. These types of conversations. And, why do I find value in this conversation? Well, I think it's because of the typology of conflict. I really wish I could remember the author of this paper so I could give them credit, but I think that they're building upon ideas from others anyway, so it's fine. Because, there's, in this person's mind, there's two types of debate or conflict: realistic and non-realistic. The realistic type of debate is something at stake, and that's what the people have in mind. That is, there's something at stake, whether or not it's an aim that we have. We're having a conflict, a debate over our goal. Should our goal be to establish a colony on the moon, or should it be to land on Mars? It's been a long day, bear with me. Or, maybe we have a goal that we agree on, and so we're arguing about the tactics. How do we begin a colony on the moon? Or it's a debate over resources, right? It's no, we're using too much money to build this colony on the moon. It's eating into maybe some of our money that we spend on healthcare. I don't know, whatever it may be. And these types of debates have value, whereas the non-realistic debates don't have value. They're psychosocial. In other words, really, they're kind of chances for someone to make themselves feel better. It's a chance to show off to an in-group, perhaps, or even their debates to establish these sorts of in-groups or out-groups. Right? There's little to no value in them. They're almost like mating rituals in a sense, where I guess those have value. That's a terrible, terrible analogy. But, you're flaunting. You're doing it for the sake of winning, for the sake of making yourself feel better, or maybe putting someone down. And, I think that's something we deal with quite a bit on the internet, and it's translated into person somewhat. Like, I can think of like a Ben Shapiro panel where, Ben Shapiro might be doing it so that he can show off, or there are some people that go there in hopes that they can beat Ben Shapiro. There's not a whole lot of room for realistic debates there. And I don't know, I just wish we could slide back into realistic debates, because I do feel like not all the comments that I have, but some definitely fall into the non-realistic conflict. But let me talk about the values. Why should we even care to have debates about anything? Well, realistic conflict, realistic debates, they eliminate exclusions, because you're not worried about beating someone. Everyone's involved when we're talking about goals, tactics, resources. They also force you to get better at understanding things. Instead of trying to reinforce your beliefs through beating someone and participating in an in-group and all those kinds of things. You're dealing with different viewpoints, and so someone might have an argument against you, but you need to make it strong. If my train of thought, I'm dealing with a whole lot right now. I'll get into that in a little bit, I guess. But, I guess the ultimate aim of the realistic conflict is to transform ourselves. I think the generic idea is the Lord of the Rings meme. One cannot simply remain unchanged by their experiences with other people. Right? If that's sort of the preconditions to your debate is a level of empathy, then your mind's going to be changed in one way or another. You're either going to get your position down better, or you're going to change your mind. Or at the very least, there's going to be less hate in your heart. And that's really all I wanted to talk about, because I really do want to spread that sort of message. That's my goal. So, if I can find ways to talk about it, I will, always. And we were going over that in class, and, I felt like I was having a realistic debate with my friend today. And that's why I really value that friend, even though we disagree on quite a bit. We know that the things we're talking about have stakes. We're not attempting to beat one another in an argument. And then with other friends, like, no disrespect to them, but we disagree, and sometimes it feels like we're trying to win the debate against another. So there's that. I really wanted to talk about that. And let me know what you think. Today's it's sort of overcast. Sun's getting through a little bit, but for whatever reason, I'm just super tired. I'm wondering if the weekend is catching up with me. But I'm about to go do back and biceps, maybe some cardio if time is available. And after that, I've got work. So, full rest of my day. I don't know. I've kind of dropped the ball on an essay that I should have been writing. I probably should have started it a few days ago. I didn't realize that it was due in 6 days, technically 5. So yeah, I've got that on my mind, and it may be stressing me out, but nevertheless, gotta keep pushing, gotta keep trying. Or do I? I don't know. I could fail. That's what's gonna happen if I don't push. So I'd have to be okay with those consequences. Anyways, hope you're having an alright day. Tuesdays are definitely the low point of the week in my eyes. I don't like Tuesdays. I used to be a big Thursday hater, but right now, at least, Tuesdays are definitely my least favorite day. Let me know your least favorite day in the comment section down below. Peace and love.